And it looks like the trend of putting the blame on Russia without proof is spreading further afield, with other countries following America's example and accusing Moscow of widespread hacking.
The Russians hacked the U.S. election? Nope. It goes much deeper than that. The Russians apparently have hacked the world. Oh yes, according to the French newspaper Le Monde, an unnamed Western intelligence agency believes Russia to be behind a recent OSCE cybersecurity attack. That's right. For concrete proof, another, as always, unnamed source. So what are Russian hackers targeting now? Well, it seems Europe. You're next. At least if you believe ex-U.S. Justice Department official John Carlin, who says it's time for Europe to panic. And EU officials have bought into his claims. France is now fearing Russia meddling in its presidential election. The small details of how and why are still unclear, but President François Hollande has warned Russia, don't even think about it. Even Italy says it found Russian fingerprints on a cyber attack from last year. And it doesn't end there. We have Sweden, Norway, the Netherlands, Montenegro, Bulgaria, and of course, Germany. Now, is there anything that happens in the world today that isn't Russia's fault? Yes, there is. Let's rewind back to Germany for a sec. The country's intelligence was certain that Russia was interfering in its politics. But lo and behold, apparently none of those fears were backed up by actual intelligence. So the question, is Putin really this puppet master able to influence governments and most advanced countries in the world through the use of some teenage hackers? While recent leaks suggest the CIA spied on the former and current presidents during the 2012 French election. And let's not forget WikiLeaks also revealing the CIA phone tapping of Angela Merkel and French President Hollande. France's foreign minister, Jean-Marc Ayrault, just recently condemned any interference in the French election. He said, "We will not accept any interference whatsoever in our electoral process, whether by Russia or any other state." Okay, Mr. Ayrault. Will you respond to documented interference or keep playing the blame Russia game? Miguel Francis Santiago, RT.
Angela Merkel has said that relations between Russia and Europe are not as they should be, and NATO needs to work with Moscow in the fight against terrorism. She was speaking at the annual Security Conference in Munich. However, as Peter Oliver reports, her words didn't quite correspond with the current ambitions of the military alliance.
Ash is driving a wedge between old friends in NATO. Europe wants more troops to guard against what it sees as a threat from Russia.
What we see is a more assertive Russia.
We cannot feel secure with such a Russia.
We have to stand up to increasing Russian aggression.
And so this is a signal to Russia.
But that comes at a price. And Washington is fed up, always having to pick up the tab.
It is a fair demand that all who benefit from the best alliance in the world carry their proportionate share of the necessary costs to defend our freedoms.
Top brass in Brussels aren't buying the threats.
It has been the American message for many, many years. I am very much against letting ourselves be pushed into this.
Despite not wanting to cough up, European NATO members want the troops. Only 5 of the 28 in the club are paying the 2% GDP membership fee. Arguments over money have split many an old friendship. This one has already seen top EU officials question Washington's ability as a defence partner.
When diplomatic means were not enough, when economic influence was not enough, we always used to rely upon our American colleagues. But now, even this is not enough.
It's not just money causing friction in NATO, a bloated bureaucracy that's rampantly anti-American. That's how the man understood to be President Trump's preference for ambassador to the European Union described the group. Needless to say, he's not a popular choice in Brussels.
The European Union has become undemocratic and bloated by both bureaucracy and rampant anti-Americanism.
It's all smiles and handshakes between NATO allies here in Munich as ever. But you don't have to scratch too deeply below the surface to find some very ruffled feathers within the alliance. Peter Oliver, RT Munich.
And on those smiles and handshakes, as Peter was saying, the Munich Security Conference is one of the first places where new administrations meet their foreign partners. And the new personalities on the world stage have donned the rounds of meet and greet.